Hey guys, I promised to make a video for you all with some little rituals you can do before you eat and also some things you can do to discover your relationship with food or improve it. So that's exactly what I came here to do, and I'm very, very excited to share this all with you. So first things first, something that I noticed, no matter what season you're in, what phase you're in of your life, what your goals are, having a healthy relationship with food is of course going to be so massively important for actually seeing results and feeling really happy about them. I believe that no matter where you are at, so let's say you are deep in your off season or even beginning your off season, you're not feeling so great about your body, I believe that you can start to feel better about your body and feel amazing just by making sure that you feel great about the way that you're eating and also the way that you are treating yourself and thinking about yourself. I also believe that when you're in prep, it's so important to be aware of the way you're eating, because it's easy to go on autopilot mode, just tracking the macros or just following the meal plan, that we forget why we're doing it. And then what happens is the show ends and we're lost, or we feel like, okay, I don't know what to do now, or I'm craving these different things and I'm not sure what it is, or we just start to question ourselves, right? So I'm going to share with you guys some things that I like to do and that I help the girls who go through my food discovery and food relationship healing program with you. So this is something I have them all do. This is something that helped me a lot post-show and throughout different preps. So here it is. I've compiled it from over the years, and there's a lot more to it, but I'm going to share some things that I think are really, really good and a great way to start, just get started being more mindful about it. So first things first is, before every single meal, ask yourself, what is the nutritional and goal value of this meal? And these two questions can give you a lot of insight into why you are eating them, because like I said, it's easy to go on autopilot, but it's also easy to make a decision without thinking about it and be very mindless. So when we can consider our nutritional value, meaning how does it respond to our body? How does our body like it? What are we actually getting from it? What vitamins, what minerals, what macronutrients, what's the profile of this food? We learn more about the food. We feel better eating it because we have positive intentions going into it, and we have an awareness of what it's going to do in our body. Second of all, if let's say the nutritional benefit isn't that great, maybe we wake ourselves up to go, you know what, I don't really need this, or I don't really want it, or we go, okay, well, there is also another value, and that's why we ask about the goal value. For some people, the goal is to just enjoy the food. Maybe you're out at a party, out at a dinner, and you want to enjoy yourself and enjoy the company you're with, in which case having whatever you're eating, even if it may not be the most nutrient dense, could still be beneficial for your goals. Now, this doesn't mean we want to justify everything, so we also have to make sure that we're asking, how does it impact the vision I have moving forward? Well, is it in alignment with my vision of a healthy relationship with food? Well, probably not if you find yourself feeling guilty and purging after, or feeling like you have to restrict it after, or feeling like you shouldn't eat anything after. It's not, right? Or let's say if you are eating it and it's something you can't control yourself eating. Now we have to just go through this whole other process, which of course is included in the program we take people through, of, well, what's causing you to lose the control? Where's that actually coming from? Because that's going to impact your goals. So when we have an idea of the nutritional benefit and the goal benefit, right, the way that it's going to help you, is it going to help you to actually get closer to where you're going? Cool. The reason why we ask questions before we eat, and by the way, there's a lot more, these are just two I'm choosing to share because I think they can be really beneficial, is because it's almost like creating not only a level of self-awareness, but also like a barrier. So we start to get an understanding of, okay, this is why I'm eating this way, but also by asking myself these questions, I am now taking more time before actually just eating it, right? So I have my girls do this anytime before they go to grab something for food, snack on something, take a bite of something, literally. And some people think it's excessive at first, but, the program's pretty intensive. It's 4 weeks, and we go all in, really deep dive into it, because I believe that we're creating real habits. Just like if you're on prep or in any goal chase, right, you're going to be super committed to what you're doing, and you're going to input every single thing you can forever, for as long as you're in that phase. And that's exactly what we do here. It's like, okay, well, let's create a habit. Let's create sustainability. I believe that if you're going to do this every single day before every single meal over and over and over again, soon it becomes first nature, right? You just start thinking about that before you eat. So you start making better choices. You start feeling better about yourself. Now, the other ritual that I wanted to share with you guys is something to do after you eat. Okay, so that is to ask yourself how it actually made you feel. How did it make you feel to eat that, to enjoy that? What did it bring you? How do you feel now? Are you hungry? Are you not hungry? Do you feel bloated? Do you feel sick? Or do you feel awesome, energized? Are you guilty of, like, do you feel guilty? Do you feel like you're craving more because of it? What's coming up? That opens up a whole other door, right, of the discovery and of that relationship understanding and building and all that. But this is something that I think that, you know, no matter where you're at, it's going to be helpful for you to have an understanding, like, what did I actually gain from that? And was it in alignment with what I thought I would gain from it, right? That can be like where we really need to be really honest with ourselves. That's the thing. We have to be honest with ourselves throughout this. Now, here's the other deal. Whether or not you are someone who is like on autopilot, right? Maybe in prep, just following what you got to do. I don't believe that that makes you immune to having an unhealthy relationship with food. Okay, especially if you go into a prep or into a diet or into a goal phase with an unhealthy relationship with food, it's not going to be beneficial for you because that's going to carry over. Now, to that point, I also believe that this is a great way to prevent further issues, like I mentioned earlier. Now, the thing about this that we have to keep in mind too is that this is going to be beneficial for you whether or not you are someone who's thinking about food all the time, you have a lot of cravings, you tend to feel guilty, you end up restricting, purging, whatever it might be. And that's why I want to take this as an opportunity to say, if you are someone who's going through a lot of those things, if you are someone who's not sure about your relationship with food, or you want to do a little bit more of a deep dive into it, or you can tell it's getting in the way of your goals or in the way of your mental health, right? We cannot achieve any amount of health if our mental health is not where we need it to be, especially in the physical realm. Like, we will never be happy. I know personally I was not happy with my body until I actually discovered inner peace and self-love, and then I was like, oh, I'm actually doing just fine, and I really, really like myself because I'm taking actions that show myself that I love myself. Cool, that's what it's about, right? But anyways, that's for another day. So what I'm trying to say is that I want to invite you to reach out and ask me about the Food Journal Discovery Program. It's not just a food journal, right? And I always try to preface this, and it doesn't really have a name. I've just been calling it that, but it does use parts of my PTG process, which is specific for the process I created just for bikini competitors or girls who are thinking about competing or kind of getting into it or away from it. You know, this is for those girls who are really into that lifestyle. And so I created it because I know what it's like to be there. And we don't just go into rituals, right, at mealtime or post mealtime, which there's quite a few, which again, some people think are intensive, but that's what we're here for, to get results. So we got to go into it. Now, it's also going to go into your whole entire relationship with food. So we're going to get an understanding of what your ideal relationship with food is. How is it now? What's been going on? What are the things that you're experiencing? Why are you experiencing those things? Now, if I told you everything that's included, I'd give it all away. So I'm not going to do that. But I would invite you to, of course, reach out to me, because if you are someone who is struggling to make peace with food, if you're someone who is struggling to feel good about the food you're eating, or maybe you find yourself always wanting to restrict the food, or maybe you're not eating at all because you're afraid of what can happen from eating, or maybe you are someone who gets emotional and then you don't eat, whatever your case may be, it's really important that we start making peace with food, because food is just that. It is food. It is meant to be enjoyed. It is meant to be savored. It's meant to be nourishment for our body. And if we can see it from all those fronts, that is the best thing that we can do for ourselves. So without further ado, send me a message if that's something you're interested in, especially if you've been struggling with those feelings like guilt, cravings, thinking about food all the time. I'm here to help you. You know, this is a big passion of mine. I want to make sure that I can help you, right? Because sometimes I know that I can't help certain people, or that we're not going to be a good fit. So I want to make sure that we are, and I always love hearing from you guys. So go ahead and shoot me a message. Let me know what you've been going through, and then I'll see if I can help you to get through it. And we'll make things a lot better for you. You know, we'll really help you to make peace. So I'm excited to hear from you guys. I hope you find those tips helpful. Let me know how you go with implementing them. Try it for a few weeks, see how it goes. Try it for a few days even. Try it for a few meals. You'll notice a difference. You'll start to increase your awareness so much. I know it for a fact. If you really are committed to it and you start doing those mealtime rituals, even just those few questions, not even all the ones that I have, you'll see a big improvement and a difference, because you will become so much more self-aware, and self-awareness is the first step. So with all that being said, I really hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day, night, or morning, wherever you're in the world where you're listening to this video. Just make it awesome. And of course, shoot me a message if you need more help, if you have any questions, or if you have another topic you want me to cover.